In season 4 through 5, Buffy has a new boyfriend named Riley who's tall and handsome and he fights monsters and he's just a sweet Christian boy. I mean, look at him. He's like a little kid who made a wish to turn into an adult. He's the perfect guy. But there's one problem. Buffy still doesn't love him. Maybe it's because he's too nice. Maybe it's because he isn't edgy enough. We never hear her reasoning, and that's one of my favorite things about the show. We know that he isn't right for her. We can feel it in her body language and how she treats him. Eventually, Riley decides enough is enough. He can't be with her. They have a big fight, and he leaves to go to monster hunting army camp. That's not a lie. That's literally what he does.
They want me back, Buffy. Military.
This show is so stupid. I love it. And while Buffy is sad about this, we as the audience know that this is right for her. It is better for both of them if they break up. But then after her little fight with him, for no reason, Xander shows up. And he has this big important talk with her about how she needs to go and get her boyfriend back because he is good for her.
What am I supposed to do? Beg him to stay?
Why wouldn't you?
And this is painted to us as the correct advice. She agrees with him, and she goes to run off to be with Riley, but oh no, she's too late. He's going away to army school or whatever. This is now being written from the perspective that Buffy was wrong for not liking somebody who isn't right for her. Because remember, Xander is the voice of reason. He is literally the voice of the creator of the show. We know this isn't correct. This was bad advice. But now the whole scene is being flipped on its head for some reason, just because Xander had to open his fucking mouth. Whenever we have wise, older senpai Xander, the scene always shifts in a way, as to get us to agree with him.
Riley is introduced in season 4 as a teaching assistant of Professor Walsh, Buffy's psychology professor. At first, he is her senior, and someone who steadily develops feelings for her. However, things get complicated when it is revealed he works under Professor Walsh in the Initiative, an underground organization capturing and studying hostile subterrestrials. He is a hard-working and earnest Christian from Iowa, who goes to Sunday church, takes his role at university and the Initiative seriously, is extremely competent, and commands the respect of his brothers in arms, all contributing to his characterization as the Captain America of the show. Both Riley and Buffy's secret lives are exposed to each other when engaging the gentleman, who stole the voices of all the residents of Sunnydale in Season 4, Episode 10, Hush. Once they are both aware of who the other is, their relationship deepens, spending time together, training together, and after Buffy is inducted into the Initiative, goes on missions together. To Buffy, he is safe and offers her great comfort, while Angel and Parker were both passionate and left her in great turmoil. Noted by Xander and Dawn in Season 5, where a fantastic job is done in subtly building the conflict between them till it finally explodes in Episode 10, Into the Woods. The season as a whole is interesting because it places Buffy in a situation where she is forced to endure the pressures exerted by life, where she has to take care of her mother, who is diagnosed with a tumor, look after Dawn, navigate university, and fight an ancient evil in the form of Glory. She has a lot on her plate, and Riley, being as understanding as he is, supports her as best he can, taking turns looking after Dawn, going on patrol to hunt vampires, and providing Buffy comfort when it is convenient to her. And this is where the trouble starts. Riley has made it clear he loves her, and expressed as much in a heartfelt manner in The Replacement, where Xander was split into two, his weakest, unconfident version, and his most confident version, where both are needed to make him whole and the truest iteration of himself. Buffy asks,
Riley, do you wish...
No.
No? You don't even know what I was gonna say.
Yes, I do. You wanted to know if I wished you got hit by the ferula Gemini. Got split in two.
the regular girl, and the Slayer, to which he explains he loves every aspect of her.
I have Buffy. But being the Slayer is part of who you are. You keep thinking I don't get that, but...
I know how unfun it can be. Bad hours, frequent bruising, cranky monsters.
Buffy, if you led a perfectly normal life, you wouldn't be half as crazy as you are. I gotta have that. I gotta have it all. I'm talking toes, elbows, the whole bad ice skating movie obsession, everything.
Yet at no point in the show does Buffy express to Riley she loves him. As a result, he overcompensates, hoping it would garner her attention. So much so to the point he drives himself to nearly die. First, when he refused to have his heart examined as it was working hard to keep up with the strain placed on it due to his enhanced strength, lingering from the experiments done on him by the Initiative. In fact, it was in Out of Mind where his former team member, Graham, confronts him about his role in Sunnydale.
But you know you don't belong here, right? This town? I mean, you're nothing here.
Hey, what are you saying?
Come on, man, you know it's true. There's nothing for you here.
There's her.
Okay, right, there's her. And? You used to have a mission and now you're what? Mission's boyfriend?
In Listening to Fear, Riley calls for Graham's help once more, this time to help him take care of an extraterrestrial killing those who have been driven insane in Sunnydale. Both Riley and the rest of the group try to keep Buffy out of the equation so she is able to focus on her mother. And in a rare moment of alone time, she lets herself get overwhelmed by the emotion inside her as she struggles to cope, something she would not do in Riley's presence.
It's okay. Just let it out. I'm right here.
I can't. Not now. They need me.
Adding to the helplessness he feels in trying to protect her, as he sees it as her not relying on him.
Don't sell yourself short. You stayed strong throughout, Buffy. You never even cried.
No, I cried. I cried so hard I didn't think I was going to be able to stop.
Oh.
A point driven home due to the fact Spike knew of Joyce being in the hospital before he did, leaving him unable to be there for her when she needs it most. Riley through the season is broken down till, in order to feel the sensation of being useful and needed, he goes to a vampire nest and lets them feed on him, finding solace in the euphoria of the feeding process. An act allegorical to cheating, and one he is caught in by Buffy after Spike leads her to him. To summarize, Buffy is going through a lot, and Riley's feeling underappreciated, being treated as a convenience as opposed to her boyfriend. This is an incredibly complicated relationship to look at because neither party is innocent, nor completely guilty. It is a collection of little things built up over time till something drastic is done and both are in a place where their relationship is at stake. In a curious twist of narrative presentation, while Buffy and Riley are the ones in a relationship, Xander is the one with all the context. Not only for the fact Riley admitted to him Buffy does not love him.
Buffy's like nobody else in the world. When I'm with her, it's like I'm split in two. Half me is just on fire, going crazy if I'm not touching her. The other half is so still and peaceful, just perfectly content. Just knows this is the one, but she doesn't love me.
But also having tried to hint to Buffy repeatedly that Riley feels this way, while observing how she has been treating him. Following the extraterrestrial threat, Graham and his commanding officer tries to recruit Riley, as they are soon leaving to South America to go deep undercover and fight a growing demon threat, leaving Riley in a complicated position because he is offered the opportunity to re-inject purpose into his life by doing what he is best at, hunting demons. This gives Riley and Buffy only a night to figure out how best to move forward. Riley, as already emphasized through the season, would absolutely remain in Sunnydale if Buffy asked him to. Yet having been betrayed by Riley, Buffy is also justified in not wanting to be rushed into making this decision. However, this is not something that came out of nowhere. Riley was dropping hints throughout, trying to let her know he wants to be let in. Yet his pleas were left unanswered because she took his words in from a practical point of view, when he has been trying to reach her emotionally.
You're getting stronger every day, more powerful. I can't touch you. Every day you're just a little further out of my reach.
And see, I'm still touchable.
Xander, having eavesdropped on the conversation, confronts her, directly telling her how she had been treating Riley, and that it is a wonder she did not notice the signs of him hurting when it was obvious to everyone else. What is important is Xander is not asking her to continue being in a relationship with Riley, but to consider if there even is a relationship to salvage.
And you've been treating Riley like the rebound guy, when he's the one that comes along once in a lifetime. He's never held back with you. He's risked everything. And you're about to let him fly because you don't like ultimatums? If he's not the guy, if what he needs from you just isn't there, let him go. Break his heart and make it a clean break. But if you really think you can love this guy, I'm talking scary, messy, no emotions barred need. If you're ready for that, then think about what you're about to lose.
Asking her to commit one way or another. Either be in a relationship or break up with him instead of keeping him around like he is a comfort blanket to use when it suits her.
I mean, I thought he was dependable.
Dependable? What is he, State Farm?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think you mean convenient.
There is no explicit reason as to why she does not love him, and in the episode, despite her wanting to reach him, is too late as he departs with the army unit to go to South America. Ultimately, Buffy was not a good girlfriend for Riley, and she has her reasons for being the way she is, having been betrayed when she opened her heart to someone she likes every time. And Riley does not deserve to be treated the way he was, when he was doing everything he could for her. Breaking up was the best thing to happen to both of them, and because of it, he found someone who was right for him. So no, the show is not stupid. It tries to tackle a very complicated life situation with an incredible amount of subtlety and extraordinary character work in exploring such mature material. And the fact Cosmo calls this show stupid and approaches the situation with a simplicity that is almost insulting is one of the most disrespectful things that could be done when examining this show.
It happens again later in the final season of the show when Buffy is leading an army of teenagers to defeat the forces of evil once and for all. But after a mission gone wrong, her entire team, her whole group of friends, and her family spend like 15 minutes berating her and telling her that she's not cut out for the world-saving job. They're telling her that she shouldn't be leading the group. But still, we're not quite sure where to land in this argument until Xander chimes in. He's the heart of the group. So when he says, "Buffy, you're wrong." You see, this was kind of a back and forth conversation up until Xander chimes in, and then everybody's like, you know what, Xander's right. She needs to go. Again, this guy never earned the role of smart, wise older brother. And this leads to them kicking Buffy out of her own house. She owns this house. Her name is on the fucking paperwork. They all live here rent-free, and they throw her out on the street where demons live. She's homeless. You made the main character homeless because Xander told you to.
In Season 7, the main villain is the First Evil, making a return after being introduced in Season 3, Episode 10, Amends, when he tried to convince Angel to kill himself as atonement for the people he killed in the past. In this season, the First Evil has stacked wins, destroying the Watchers Council in Season 7 Episode 9, Never Leave Me, and using its acolytes to kill potential slayers so when Buffy is defeated, there would be no one left to be selected to inherit the power. As a result of their lack of information, they have been on the defensive, reacting, while using Buffy and Dawn's home as the base of operations. The number of potential slayers grow in number as the war rages on, making things tense as so many people have to fit into a tight space. Buffy, being the most experienced in fighting evil, takes charge and drives everyone hard, wanting to prepare them for the battle to come. Old enemies return and unite, Faith after escaping prison, Spike having his soul restored, and Andrew finding refuge. Spike in particular brings with him many complications. He is hated by Giles for many reasons, and does not trust him due to his instability at the hands of the First Evil torturing his mind. Not only that, but Robin, the son of one of the Slayers Spike killed, wants nothing more than to kill him at all cost, leading to the two collaborating to kill him, only for the attempt to fail. Till Season 7 Episode 18, Dirty Girls, the group experienced defeat after defeat, with infighting among the team. This is compounded by the addition of a new player, Caleb, a priest of sorts who has a curious interpretation of scripture, setting a trap for them. Buffy, tired of being on the back foot, goes on the offensive. Despite everyone's reservations, with the continual defeats, pressure of protecting the potentials, being on watch for the First Evil, and the team coming to the point of nearly killing each other, she is pushed beyond the limits of what she can endure, proclaiming she is unable to trust those who had been with her from the start. Despite the doubts, Xander is the last one standing with Buffy, proclaiming to all in the house how Buffy fought evil for longer than anyone, and that he has been by her side through most of it, placing his full trust in her. In confronting Caleb, the trap is sprung, and there are casualties. Not only that, Buffy, Faith, and Spike were all defeated with ease, while Xander's eye is crushed. Once stable in the hospital, both Buffy and Willow visit him, Buffy updating him on the progress related to their investigation into Caleb, and what the doctors are saying about his recovery. With all her responsibilities, she leaves them, and while Xander understands, is visibly hurt as she did not even ask him how he was doing or holding up, leaving Willow alone with him as he once was when she was laying in the hospital bed during Becoming Parts 1 and 2. Performing reconnaissance at the school, Buffy faces Caleb once more and is defeated with ease. In the interim, Giles and Dawn find a clue to Caleb's origins, and send Spike and Andrew to find out more. All the girls feel on edge, so Faith takes them to the Bronze to have some fun, but due to the influence of the Hellmouth growing stronger, they are interrupted and forced to return home. With the frustration built up over the past few episodes, culminating in their most recent failure, everyone is disgruntled with Buffy, who is seemingly only thinking of the mission and not of them as people, compounded by the fact she wants to return and fight Caleb one more time just as they did the night prior, much to everyone's collective dismay. This scene starts at about 34 minutes and 30 seconds, and the episode is 42 minutes, including credits. Cosmo is already misrepresenting the scale of the confrontation and what Xander says to Buffy. The interaction does not last 15 minutes until Xander speaks. In fact, he speaks 3.5 minutes into the blow-up, and his grand total contribution is,
But not without a price.
Xander.
I'm trying to see your point here, Buff, but I guess it must be a little bit to my left, because I just don't.
and does not speak for the remaining 2 minutes. No one looks to Xander as being right in this instance. He is but one of the voices confronting Buffy. Faith, Giles, Willow, Robin, the rest of the potentials, and even Dawn all have more to say than him, both before he speaks and after. Finally, they do not kick Buffy out of the house because of Xander. In fact, he did not contribute to anything of the sort. It was Dawn who told Buffy to leave, and everyone who knew Buffy was having a hard time with this because of how much they all mean to each other, as a result of how long they have known each other and what they have been through. This moment highlights the pressure Buffy is in, the stakes at play, what the team as a whole thinks of her, but that she may also be at her wit's end with regards to protecting everyone, the pressure getting to her, and having to face the repercussions of going into battle blindly. Both Buffy and the group has a point, and which side of the aisle one falls on is their business. But to mischaracterize the situation as Xander being the one to sway the group and the reason why she is being told to leave is a lie.
And this is one of the final episodes in the whole show, just so you're aware of how this is not a problem that ever gets fixed. Up until the show ends, Xander is fucking annoying. See, like I said, it's normal for Buffy characters to have flaws, but usually they move on from their flaws or they accept them. But Xander's big fuck-up moment is near the end of the show when he walks out on Anya during their wedding. But there's nothing for him to learn from this event. In true Xander fashion, he's not punished for doing this. Women still find him attractive. He is rewarded with a lot of female attention after he abandoned his fiancée at the altar. He's sad about it, but he kind of just accepts it, and eventually him and Anya start hooking up again anyway. It's like nothing ever happened. It's not even that big of a deal. If anything, Anya's punished for it more than he is. Why? She didn't do anything. Xander betrayed her trust, and she's the one who has to suffer for it.
In Season 6, Episode 16, Hell's Bells, it is the day of Xander and Anya's wedding, and throughout he is shown every negative aspect of his family, particularly his mother and father, who are constantly arguing with each other, openly displaying how much they hate each other, showing the viewer the environment he grew up in. In the build-up to the ceremony, while overwhelmed by the attention of his family all piling on with their desires, he is approached by an elderly man, pulling him to the side, claiming to be him from the future. here to warn him of what lies ahead if he marries Anya. Through magic, Xander is shown his future. Having continued to fight demons with Buffy, it all amounts to him being left a cripple, as his friends feared, and Buffy having died. This leads to him being bitter, driving Anya away to the point their second child is a result of adultery on her part. As they grow older, they resent each other till his older self does something drastic. This future scares him and he leaves the venue, hoping to gather his thoughts. Meanwhile, the guests erupt into a mass brawl. Anya, noticing the elderly man, confronts him, and he reveals he was a man she punished decades ago, returning to hurt her, and his plan was to drive Xander away. Together they defeat him, with Xander dealing the final blow. However, the damage was done. The visions of what he saw through magic were his worst fears, and seeing his parents' marriage, even though he recognizes that future was just a manifestation of his worst nightmares related to their future, his emotions are in turmoil, not wanting to be like his father and treat Anya the way his father treats his mother, hoping the pain of not getting married now would be worth not having to grow old hating each other in the future. Does all this context lead to absolving Xander? No, but it helps in understanding the characters better. Xander does not want to get married out of the fear of having his love for Anya turn into hate, while Anya wants to get married because she believes their love would be able to overcome the hurdles that would lead to such an outcome in the first place. In this instance, his fear of becoming his father was so great, he thinks not marrying Anya is the best expression of his love, and in not wanting to hurt her in the future, breaks her heart now to the point that she becomes a vengeance demon once more. It is not unreasonable for a viewer to hate Xander after this event, though to leave things at that without further examination is only a disservice to the stellar character work being done here. It brings to the surface many of Xander's greatest insecurities and fears, forcing him to face them head-on, and in doing so comes up short, running away, and hurting the ones he loves despite doing this in order to not hurt her in the first place. Their relationship being on the verge of rekindling in Season 7 is only proof levied towards what Anya believed in with regards to their love, that it was indeed strong enough to overcome the obstacles ahead, that the two of them left such an impact on each other's lives that they are naturally drawn together.